Hi YouTubers, welcome back. Some of y'all may come from my shorts, some of y'all may not, but either which way, welcome to my first art review on this channel. This is my first full art review breakdown. Now there may be a few pauses in between for when I go over the artist specifically because I want to make sure that I give out the right shout outs to the right artists who all took their parts in the painting. Because I remember some of the artists that took part of this painting, and then some of them I do not remember. So there may be a few pauses in between this video just to let you know ahead of time because I want to make sure I get everything as correct as possible. But before we get into the print, I just want to say that this print is a special print. It's not just any print. I just want to throw that out there. Because this print is based off of 1000's YouTube Artist Collab series. He has a season 1 and a season 2. If you are a fellow artist, a fellow creator, or just trying to find different YouTube artists to kind of connect to and watch, then I highly recommend you guys watch this series. Or if you just want to watch different artists just create a different piece and you just want to see how it's all put together, I also recommend that too. It is a beautiful and wonderful series, and I love it overall. In this season, one of my artists who I've been following for a while is actually in this series, and it made me so excited that she got to be in season 2, which I'll tell y'all in a minute. But let me tell y'all the gist of the series, which is gonna explain the gist of this print right here. Okay, so basically, 1000's YouTube Art Collab is an idea he came up with, where he basically starts a painting and then he passes it to the next artist, and then the artist also passes it to the next artist of their choosing. There is no creative limits with the painting itself. You can paint the painting however you please and however you visualize it as well. So there's really no stipulation. The only thing that you have to do is make sure that you sign it. These are the rules for the artist that is in place. Now, what makes this so special is that once the painting is complete, 1000 gets the painting and he basically takes the painting and he basically sells the painting. But you also have the option to donate as well, to where you can buy the painting, and when you buy the painting, the proceedings actually goes to charity. This charity specifically is GiveWell, and GiveWell chooses, a charity to give it to, which they chose they chose to give it to a malaria consumption charity. And this charity basically makes anti-malaria medicine and tries to basically make it more available to people who are struggling with malaria. Specifically, in most cases, from what it seems like, from how the lady explained it, it occurs in children. So I very much was excited to take part in that program itself, and that's what makes this print so special. I have the short for it if you want to see the further story and progress, as well as the short for this as well. Before we got to this review. So, first things first, this is the frame I had to buy. I had to buy a 12 times 12 frame for this painting. And I got this frame from Michael's. This is the front. I already took the back off, and I already decided where I'm gonna place it in my room on the wall. And when I do, I make sure to post a picture of it on the community tab. And let's talk about how the packaging was. I didn't take a picture of the packaging, but as I said, I'm gonna link my shorts so you can kind of like see what it came in. But I have to cover this up a little bit. But this is what it came in. It came in a tube. The painting came in a tube, which I thought was really cool and like a really nice way to like preserve the painting and make sure that it's not damaged. Most times when you're shipping art, most times it's gonna be in like a tube like this because the print is going to be rolled up and sent so that way the print won't be damaged. And of course, this was the paper on top of the print. I kept the paper. It was rolled up in the paper. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys the prints. Like I said, there's going to be a few pauses. So, first, let's talk about the texture of the print itself. Like, when I got the print and I actually touched it, which I touched it, it's a little smooth, but a little rough at the same time. Like, it's smooth to the touch, but like, as you keep touching and you move around, you can tell it kind of like has a little rough surface to it, which is also good for like if you're like selling paintings and stuff, because you want to make sure it's on some nice quality paper and this can't be just on any paper. Which I like the fact that 1000 actually took that in consideration when he decided to make the prints on the paper. I don't know what paper he used, but it's a very nice quality and nice touch. And then like when you touch like the middle of the painting itself, because I'm touching the middle of the painting, I'm gonna show you in a minute. You can still get that rough kind of like soft texture, and the painting is actually, see, I touched it and you see how it's not on my fingers and you see how it just stays. That also is good when it comes to selling these prints, because that's what you want. You want the art to stay on the paper. You don't want it to like melt or anything, so that it can be preserved properly, which is why I got this 12 by 12 frame. Because when you get paintings and stuff, which is another thing that I like that 1000 did and that I actually respect that he did, which also is something as artists that you need to do and make sure of. When you're selling like prints and stuff, you need to make sure that you have the right ideal size of what kind of frame your client needs to buy, so that way they can preserve the painting or print properly. Which is what I like that 1000 did, because he did do that with his print. And he even stated it in his video, this is the size frame that you need because it's going to be this size. And of course, there were two options. There was one with the bear and without the bear. And in my shorts, y'all gonna see what I'm kind of talking about. But I got the one with the bear because it was by a ex-Disney animator, and I thought it was so cool, and I love the aspect of it. This print right here was $49.99, and I got the email. Let me look for a minute. I told you I'm gonna have to pull up some receipts. Okay, I'm looking at this right now, and so far, GiveWell has raised $245 right now, which is actually really good. That is really good. I'm happy for them because I love the fact that it's going towards a good cause, and I'm always here and down for the good cause, especially when it comes to like charity. And the fact that I get to be a part of it just makes it so wholesome and just really makes this print even more wholesome for me. besides the print itself and the way that the artist bring it to life. Now let me see. Because I ordered this print kind of early because the last day was November 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now let me see if I can get a total on how much it was. I told you I was $44.99 and I'm trying to get a shipping total. Trying to get a shipping total so I can tell you how much it was with the shipping. Hold on 1 second. Okay. The shipping was $5. So in total it was $49.99 for this print. So it was about $50 for this print. Whew, excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to show y'all the print itself, and we're going to discuss the print before we discuss each artist part, which is why I wanted to make this a separate video, because doing an art review on the short for this, it's not gonna be the way that I would want it to be, and I know that because this is a special painting, and I feel like it deserves special treatment, you know. Okay, this is this is the print, you guys. This is the print. Okay, I love the way that this print screams fantasy. Like when you look at this print, you think of fantasy and time. And I love that about this print because I love fantasy. I've always loved fantasy since I was a little girl, and I still do. And I love the fantasy and the magic it's giving, along with the time travel that you see throughout the painting. I love the fact that it has cartoon characters on it. I love that. I love that about it so much. And I love the sense of color in this painting and how it just kind of combines and works together to make it look magical, and it's not too much to where it's overwhelming. It actually makes it look full blown magical, like you're traveling through time and space, through different eras or different decades, or like centuries, or like different time periods, or like you're traveling to the future or something. And I love that. Love that so much. It's what made me love this. And the amount of color and detail is wonderful and so beautiful. And I love the sense of neutrals, and I love the sense of bright colors as well. And I love how each character kind of looks like they have their own story and that they have their own universe that they're exploring and combining into one, like for the first time. I love that so much. It actually made me put into thought of what kind of frame to get, and I actually looked into it. And usually I don't, but I was like, since this is a special painting, I wanted to be showcased something special. And I was told like a black or like gray frames would be perfect for this kind of painting because it makes the colors and everything stands out. And I'm excited to see how it goes because I've been looking for a 12 by 12 frame for a while, so it took me a minute. Also, this painting came on December the this painting right here came on December the 15th, just to let you guys know. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've had it, and I kept it rolled up for a while. So yeah. Okay, so well, I probably need to lay this on something. Let's see. Because we're going to be going over the painting. I'm gonna probably put this in a frame because I feel like it'll be better if we discuss it in the frame. So let's do that. Let's put it in the frame because I feel like once it's put in the frame, it'll be better to kind of like point out and discuss it than in the print because I kind of have to stretch this out a little bit. Uh-oh. And I hadn't put a picture in a frame a long time, let alone a print, so the glass is trying to come out. It's trying to come out. This was maybe kind of do. Okay. Got it in the glass. Because the glass is trying to come up. It's just trying to come up. Oh, this has become a video about me putting a print in a frame. Hold on, you guys. Give me a minute. This is becoming more difficult than I expected. Okay, guys. I'm finally back. Finally got it in there. Okay. And it's in there backwards. How you can tell is when you pull the frame up. Like, I'm going to show y'all. This is how it look right now. This is how I know it's backwards. Because this is where the hook is. So, I gotta take it out and do it again. Put it this way. I didn't think putting pictures in frames would be this kind of like tedious. I'll say that I was not prepared for. Like I said, I haven't really put like a framing picture up in my room before. So to kind of like put a print in there, I have to work with it. Make sure that it's on the right side. Okay, it is. Okay. Okay. Yes, it's on the right side. Okay. Let's see. I have to hold this here. And hold this right here. Hold this. Push this down. Okay, guys, this looks better. Y'all see how I look better in the frame? They are right though. This black really does bring out the color. Y'all could probably see the reflection of the laptop. But this colorful black frame really does bring out the colors. I don't know if y'all can see like the signatures at the bottom. Let me see. The signatures at the bottom. But those are the artist signatures at the bottom of the painting. Now, there's a lot of things we could discuss about this painting. So, first, we're going to start off with 1000 because, like I said, 1000 is first. So, 1000 did this fox right here. So, with the fox, I love how he did this. Now, I'm not gonna spoil how he did it because that would kind of like destroy the purpose. But I love how he combined. I love how he made it realistic in a way. But I also love how he added his own little touch and his own little design of how he usually draws. And I love how he added a little book and a little bottle and little astronaut outfit and a little fox. That's what I'm talking about, realistic touch like the fox. I love how he did that because it almost makes it look like he's a space traveling wizard, or as if he's a storyteller by the book in his hand. It's a lot that you can imagine and see just by starting off with this astronaut or wizard fox. I'm not for sure if it's a wizard, but that's the vibe it kind of gives me. And that's what I like about how 1000 started this off. I love the color palette that he chose. Let me zoom in a little bit. I love the color palette that he chose. I love that he chose dark colors with this because I feel like it's so cool and it's so like different. Like I love how he did like the dark green and then did hot pink in some areas, purple, a little bit of a mint color to kind of give it like a little bit of lightness to it. And I love how he did this dark green and then this yellow and then this purple. It's like you're looking at a whole bunch of different colors that is combined into one to get your attention and focus on this fox right here. I love that he did that, and I love the approach and the way that he started off by starting to give it a fantasy vibe, but also a magical vibe as well. And how it kind of started as like a time travel idea with the fox being the astronaut. Okay, next in the lineup as well, we have Crypto. The dragon is what Crypto did. What I love about the dragon is I love the amount of color and the brightness to it. And I love how majestic the dragon looks. And I love how he added his own little flair and his own little unique design and own little unique style to it. And I love just how majestic it looks and how it looks like it's a guardian or like it's floating through time and space. Like it could be like a time and space guardian type thing. And I love that. Like I said, I love the amount of colors and details. I love the brightness within the colors and the bright glowiness within the eyes. And I love the expression of the dragon. You could tell that the dragon is more so like a protection, like a protector or like a guardian, and I love that aspect. Next after Crypto is my girl, Jess Carp. Jess Carp was in this, and I was so excited because I was just starting to watch her at the time, and I found she's in this collab, and it's kind of like how I got into the series. But she drew a goddess, and she also drew these hands. But there's also effects on these hands, which we're gonna get to that artist in a minute. But this is what Jess Carp did. I love the goddess vibe that Jess Carp did in this picture, and I love the amount of brightness and color, and I love the crown, and I love how it has like little wings, and I love the amount of accessories as well as the face expression of the goddess. Like, I have to zoom in a little bit so y'all can see. If y'all see the face expression of the goddess, it looks as if she's traveling different worlds in different dimensions. Like she's a whole warrior in her world where she is, and that's the look that she's giving on her face, which is determination. And I am in love with that aspect. And I just thought it was an excellent and different choice as well, because we got a Fox space astronaut, and then we got a dragon, possible protector or guardian of space, and then we got this queen goddess so far within the painting so far, and I just love it. And I love how the hair and stuff flows within the painting of the dragon, as if they could be possibly one. I love that aspect. Now with the hands, like I said, with the hands, there's added effects to this, but I love that she added the hands, and I love that she added the little magic to it, kind of as if saying the power is in the creator's hands, and imagination was what I got from that when she did it, and I love it. Now, with the hands, there are controversy, but like I said, 1000 said it didn't really matter, like how you painted it and stuff, and we're going to get into that in a minute, because some people had an issue with the fact that it was painted over, but even just carved in mind. But if you watch the series, you're gonna kind of understand it, but I'm gonna kind of explain it as well when we get to that next artist. But those are the first three: 1000, Crypto, and just carp. Okay, and I'm gonna pause this one because there's another artist, but I do not remember the artist's name, so give me a second real quick. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the next piece after is this rabbit, which is by Greg Crayola Simpkins. Now, with this rabbit, combined with these three so far, we got the astronaut, fox wizard, we got the protector, guardian dragon, and then we got the goddess warrior, and now we got this rabbit. With this, I love the realistic approach with the rabbit. Kind of reminds me, kind of like 1000. Like where I said, like with 1000, he took a realistic approach. Because with 1000, he made different shapes and made them into a story, which is what I said I liked with 1000, with how he started off the story so far. But this rabbit, I love how realistic the rabbit looks, and I kind of like how the rabbit makes you think of Alice in Wonderland, and how the rabbit kind of like goes within the theme of time with how 1000 kind of started off, but in a different aspect. As you can see, this rabbit has a pocket watch, which is like a pocket watch is basically a watch that you carry in your pocket. It was seen also in Alice in Wonderland. There are very few people who have these, and I like that it coheses with the theme. And then I like how he added numbers to it, like with time, and he kind of like added like little hearts and little clubs that remind me of Alice in Wonderland, but also reminds me um of card games like solitaire, for example. And I like how it goes back to the bottle that 1000 astronaut Fox is holding. I feel like that's so cool. That gives me the imagination that this rabbit is a time genie. And I love that. I love the amount of realism within the rabbit itself, and I love the palette's color choices along with the symbols that was in the rabbit itself. I love that, and I love the amount of realism that was used not only on the rabbit but on the pocket watch itself. That makes it look like it's a brand new watch, but at the same time an antique, because it kind of like got this little gold shiny yet rustic thing that's going on, and I love that about this. I love the way that this artist went about this. I feel like that is so cool. I also love the squid that the artist added. I feel like that was actually a cool aspect that the artist added with the squid and gave it a little crown and gave it like this black mysterious kind of like vibe. It makes you wonder how close the squid and the genie rabbit kind of are in a sense, since they both in a way correlate to each other. It kind of gives me like the yin yang vibes, or like how like in TV shows or in Disney movies, people always had that one pet companion and companion. I feel like that's what this octopus or squid is, because I'm not sure if it's an octopus or a squid. And I love the fact that kind of has a star on his head. I think that's so cool and so different that the octopus has its own little tattoo and its own little crown, kind of like how the rabbit has its own little stopwatch. Like I said, this gave me Alice in Wonderland vibes, and I was here for it. Even the artist said they thought of Alice in Wonderland while doing this. So I love that about this piece. So far we got a fox astronaut wizard, and then we got a protector guardian dragon, and then we got a warrior goddess woman, and then we got a magical genie rabbit with a octopus squid sidekick that has the power of time within his hands with the stopwatch. So far, I'm loving where this story is going. I'm kind of creating a story with my imagination, but with also what I see, which is the whole point of this print that I love. You can create and have as much imagination with the story as you want to, and I have a big creative imagination. Now, next, we are going to be getting to something that is deemed kind of controversial. So next we have, hold on a second, give me a second. Our ancestors had a myth. Hold on, give me a second, because I want to make sure I'm telling this right. We're getting into another artist, which kind of where this the controversy kind of ends, like I told you about the rule. This artist is James Gurney. I hope I pronounced the last name right, James Gurney. Okay, so this artist did this, which we're gonna get into this first before we get into the hands. So, like I told you, I just originally did the hands, but this is the artist that kind of like worked over the hands. I'm not gonna show the before. You can watch the before, but I just want to kind of like let y'all know that just Carp did originally do the hands, and he worked over the hands, and it was kind of controversial for the art collab, but I actually really liked it. I actually really liked it, and I feel like it actually made it brighter, in my opinion. And now we're getting to these two, because this is what James Gurney did first before James Gurney edited the hands. Okay, so with these two, I love the amount of imagination they give me. it kind of makes you think of a children's storybook. And I love how the little boy is just wandering and looking in amazement. I feel like that is such a beautiful moment, and that is a moment that we all could relate to as children, or we all relate to adulthood, that we're fascinated with wonder and creativity, and we want to see more of it, or we're fascinated with the imagination and the possibilities. And I feel like that's what this little boy gives me when he looks at them hands and is just looking around at what's at the bottom or around him. And with him, this guy right here, love I love, first of all, I love the details he did with the light noses. This light nose is non, but this one is like with the light bulbs. I love that. I thought that was cool. It felt like a walking toy, or walking like, no, I'm gonna say feel like a more of a walking toy, because it does make me think of like more of like a walking toy, or like a walking doll, kind of like how Toy Story kind of like has dolls that come to life. I feel like that's the gist of this, but except for it's kind of like, it could be kind of like a walking living antique that has been sitting in a thrift store like for a while, and they have like their own little world beyond that. That's what this gives me. And I love the amount of colorful detail and realism within the details of the light bulbs. I love the detail within the big eyes, and how both eyes are like with wonder, but from two different perspectives. Like he's wondering from curiosity. This one is wondering with excitement and joy for what's to come next. If you look at the eyes, and then I love the face expressions, and then I love the color of the skin tone for both of them. I feel like that is really cool. I love how he has like side details. Like this could be like a plug in. Like I said, it could be from like an antique that's been sitting around. So this could be like used like is a plug in, possibly. Or it could be just a big like a light bulb antique, you know, with the little sides like that. It makes me kind of like think of a robot. So this could also be a robot. Like you got an infinite amount of possibilities with these two, or what these two could be, you know? And I love that aspect. I love the background that he chose for this, because it's like they're walking in an electric city of their own. And I love that. I feel like that is a wonderful idea and wonderful contribution to this piece. And I love the little lightning bolts on the nose. I feel like that is so cool, because you could tell that like it's sparking, just like just like his eyes are sparking. I don't know if these are like male or female, but that's what I'm just saying, because really no gender was specified. So I love that about this piece. Now we're gonna get into something that's kind of controversial. Excuse me. Like I said, Jess Cart painted these hands, but James Gurney painted over them. And I actually love what James Gurney painted over them. He made them look more realistic, in a sense, and he added more flair to the lights and more brightness to the lights within the hands, within the power of the beholder. You know, like how I was explaining earlier. And I actually love that. And I feel like it fits it really well. Now we're going to the next artist. We're almost done, you guys. We're almost done. I also realized I didn't discuss the background for this one. I love the background. I know I already forgot his name. I love the background that Greg Simpkins did and chose for the rabbit. I like that it's a pink yet blue kind of like tone because it gives me like daylight sunset kind of like time versus where this one gives me nighttime. And with just carbs, it gives me like a bright, fiery, like spirit aroma type energy with her background. I just realized I didn't really point it out, and I felt the need to point that out as well. Now we're going to be moving to three more artists, and then we are done. That's why I said I had to make a video about this because this is a really long piece. But these could be anything. I just made a story like they could be toys, or they could be like robots. Like I said, they could be like lamp antiques, or like they could be antiques that I've forgotten in the store, and they roam around in their whole little life, and they roam around in their whole little fantasy life that they have built within the antique store, like at nighttime when the owner is away because it's night. And I love that you could just make the story with it. But anyway, we're moving on to the next artist. So, the next artist is. Let's see. Who is the next artist? Okay, artist. The next artist is the ex Disney animator I was telling y'all about, Aaron Blaise. Now, with this one, the reason why it's sticking out like this is because this is actually made of wood, and it was like a stand for the piece. Sorry to kind of like spoil that if we planned on watching it, but that's why it's standing out like that. Now, this was what made me want to get this print. So like, this is by ex Disney animator, and I love Disney, and I grew up watching Disney. So I knew this, the one with the bear was the one. But anyway, what I love about this one is I love how he still stuck to his Disney style. Fun fact, he actually was one of the animators that made Brother Bear. If the design is familiar for anybody. And he made his own one about a snow bear. He made his own story about a snow bear animation, and he decided he wanted to put him in this YouTube art collab. Now, one thing I love is the color scheme. I love the white and the grays, and I love the details with the claws. They look very realistic to what a bear would look like, along with the teeth and along with the nose and the fur. And I love that part about it. And it also still looks like a cartoon as well. Now, one thing I like is that I like that he chose to put the bear on the side. I feel like that was kind of cute, but also kind of funny. Because it could be like the bear could be stepping out of its own animation, looking into the world of time to see how everybody else is doing within their own timeline. And it's like he gets to be a part of that and included. It's kind of like he stepped out of the page. It's kind of like he stepped out of I want to say it's like he stepped out of a storybook and came to life. And now he's within this time loop, just exploring, and he happens to see everyone in this picture. And he's just as happy, and he's just happy and excited to be able to step out and meet everyone and be involved within the time travel. Because he has a big, huge smile on his face, and he's looking at them so excited because this is something that he's never seen before, and he's meeting new people, and I love that aspect about this so much. And I love the amount of detail, like I said, in the fur, the claws, the nose, the mouth, and the eyes, as well as the little freckles. I don't know if y'all can see, but there are little freckles on this bear. I don't know if y'all can see them, but there are little freckles on there. I just love how he took the aspect of a real bear and just put it in a cartoon and put it with this. I feel like that it is perfect. It's like he popped out of the page of a book. And I like that. Because it could be like he popped out of the page of the book, and like this could be like the cover of where he popped out from. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in the time loop too. So he could be experiencing the time loop and time travel like these other characters are. But because he's 2D or 3D, it makes him kind of stand out compared to the others. And I love that. I feel like that is such a sweet kind of like pop out moment for this painting. Okay, we're moving on to the next artist. So far we got a astronaut fox wizard, we got a dragon protector or a guardian, we got a warrior female goddess, and then we got a rabbit genie with a squid or octopus companion, and then we got these two robots or toy antiques having their own city and own imagination at night. And then we got this snow bear that came from its own story and timeline and jumped out the page. And then we got these hands, of course, to where the creator has the imagination and the vision to make all these worlds, in a sense, happen. Now we got two more artists, and then we are done. Now the next artist is, let me make sure I get this right. The next artist we have is Marco Banchi. I hope I pronounced this right. Marco Banchi. Okay, and basically Marco Banchi painted this man right here. He looks like he's a astronaut time travel from a world of black and white, and he's seeing all these colors he's never seen before, and he is panicked but confused by his face expression. And I also love that because it represents how people kind of like see things different when it comes to time. And I also like that there's a black and white aspect as well, because black and white is also a part of time itself. Because before color was invented, everything was black and white and gray on TV screens. whether it was a TV show or a cartoon. But now we're in this age where we have color. And I like how they went this route and included this within time, because black and white is a part of time. And his face expression is actually interesting to me, and also actually, like I said, relatable to kind of like how people kind of like respond differently with time. Whereas everybody else within this picture within time is happy, joyful, full of wonder. You have this guy who is completely confused and shocked and freaked out about it because he's never seen anything like this before. And I love that it gives you another perspective in the painting, because all these characters in this painting is perspective that is given by the creator. And I love the shading of the black and white in this, because the amount of detail you have to do in like black and white, along with a little bit of color to kind of make it like pop out a little on his face, is amazing to me. Black and white shading can be also be complicated and challenging, along with making the face expression, along with making a shocked and scared face expression, and making it match the eyes and to match the theme of everything, but in its own unique way where it stands out. And I love that about this painting. I love the use of black and white and grays, and I love the use of color in this, and I love the face expression. And I just feel like it's really different, and it really kind of adds to the time story, because time travel could be amazing and full of wonder and adventure and full of imagination, but it can also be scary and frightening and confusing as well. And I like that, because it looks like he's traveling through a time machine and he's just seeing this for the first time, and I actually really liked that, and it kind of stood out to me. And I also loved the values of the colors that were mixed together with this, and I feel like it fits excellent within the way that he did it. And next we have the last artist, which the last artist is, hold on, I just the last artist is Jared Cullum. I hope I pronounced it right. Jared Cullum. And Jared Cullum did this fairy right here. Now this actually interested me, because it looked like the fairy jumped out of the forest. And this fairy like it jumped out of the forest, and it looks like a warrior type fairy. Like a sweet warrior fairy is what this is giving me. And I love the amount of color and detail that this fairy has within its hair, but also within the background of it. And I also love the face expression and the eyes and the choice of clothing as well. And I love the skin tone of the fairy design, like how you see numerous light shades and dark shades, like how with this painting right here, like how with this painting right here that Marco Bushy, if I'm pronouncing it right, Bucci, like how Marco Bucci did with his, with like the various shades within the skin tone. I like how Jared Cullum did that too with his fairy. And I love how the fairy kind of like came out like the fairy had a whole attack strategy because the fairy is unfamiliar with these people, so it's like, so it could be like the fairy could be like on guard during this whole time travel experience. And I like that. I also think the fairy is a really cute addition, which I don't know why. It kind of brings me back like to the other characters' reactions throughout this time travel. Like you have the wise rabbit genie, you have the wise astronaut fox, you have this confident warrior goddess, you have this guardian protector dragon, you have these two toys or robot lamp like antiques that are just excited and full of wonder with discovery. Then you have a time traveling astronaut who is just freaked out, scared, and confused because this is the first time he's seen color in anything like this. And he's trying to figure out how is this logically possible. And then you got a happy, smiling bear that's just friendly and just happy to see everyone and happy to meet different people. And then you got this fairy who is kind of on guard and protective and suspicious and ready at any point in time. And then you got the hands of the creator who has control of these worlds and of the imagination of bringing them in life, bringing them to life and bringing them together. And I love that so much with this painting. I had to kind of like make a little story because I wanted to do a little story with this painting because I actually really love this painting. And I love how you can make your own little fantasy story with it. But yeah, this is the painting. The signatures are at the bottom as well. These are all the artist signatures at the bottom. Some of my little light, but these are all the signatures of the artist at the bottom of the painting as well. And I just really love this painting. Like this painting really grew on me watching it throughout the series and watching the artist make these paintings in different and unique ways and watch them make this fantasy timeline come to life. And I love it. I love it so much. I want to shout out all the artists that did this painting, and once again, thank you 1000 for my painting and my print, and thank you for coming up with the idea and making this painting not just about the artist but also about a good cause as well. I really appreciate that, and that's what stood out about me about the series. I hope to see season 3. You guys should watch season 1 and season 2. It's really good. I recommend you start with season 1 before you start with season 2 because that's what I did. And I'm so lucky to be able to have the season 2 print this time because I really wanted one of these prints, especially since my artist was included, and I love the overall theme that was going with this print. Well, guys, that is all for this art review. Like I said, I want to shout out all the artists that were involved. Like I said, I can see some of their signatures, but some of them I cannot because they're kind of light. Like in the light, I can see them better, but I kind of struggle with cursive reading as well. But I love the signatures even still. Okay, first off, we got a shout out to the creator. We got a shout out 1000. We got a shout out Crypto. Shout out to Jess Carp. Shout out to Greg Simpkins Art. Shout out to James Gurney. Shout out to Aaron Blaze. Shout out to Marco Butch. Shout out to Jared Cullum. And lastly, oh, that's all of them. My bad. I was going down the list. I had a list prepared. And shout out to the Give Well charity. I do hope that they do have enough money raised for this fundraiser for the good cause of making a anti-malaria medicine. And I wish them the best of luck. And I'm really thankful and happy about this print. I'm thankful for anybody who stayed around this long to hear me discuss about this print, or anybody who watched the shorts of the print so far. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for staying creative and staying here with me. Like I said, I will hang this up on the wall and post it in the community tab. So, yeah. You guys have a wonderful day or wonderful night. I don't know what time it is in your area. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.